in a hyper competitive market like a Phoenix or a South Florida, or Cali or whatever, you need to be creative.
How is the real estate market?
In South Florida?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very fast. It's very competitive, very cutthroat, very aggressive. Obviously, post-COVID, it appreciated like crazy. It's always been a place that we have a lot of international money, so there's no shortage of cash. And you know, South Florida is also very interesting because after COVID, all the northeastern people and Californians came down too. So it was kind of the perfect storm of just prices just kept appreciating. But right now, even still, a lot of people don't talk about it, but the market has cooled off a little bit, right? You know, rates affected, you know, things the way that like they did in any market. But it's a very strong market, I would say, in terms of like appreciation. I don't see it slowing down anytime. Florida as a whole is very beneficial for like a landlord, right? Has very strong tenancy laws. The governor, I mean, he's the GOAT, DeSantis. The guy just gets it. Yeah, and I'll say that to anybody. I mean, the guy just gets it. You know, he gets it from a practical perspective of like, if you own the property, you should be able to get rid of a squatter or a tenant, right? That's not paying, et cetera. So I think it's extremely favorable for a lot of reasons.
So I'm going to ask you a question, but I'm going to rule out two answers. Other than interest rates,
yeah,
right, and other than lack of inventory, what are the two main challenges that you see real estate investors facing?
Other than inventory and
interest rates, yeah. Because those are the two layup ones.
Yeah. In our market, like you're talking about wholesalers and flippers and stuff?
Yeah, just the people you deal with and interact with in your business.
There's no ingenuity. There's no ingenuity towards marketing.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so, and again, it's been a hard push for me with the whole reverse flipping thing, and I don't mean to keep coming back to it, but it's
I'm kind of setting it up, but it's because I understand where it came from, and people need to understand this.
Yeah, people need to get creative. In a hyper competitive market like a Phoenix or a South Florida, or Cali or whatever, you need to be creative, and I'm not talking about, oh yeah, I do sub twos, like that's great, right? But to a nail, you know, to a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So everybody's running around the same thing, right? Everybody's doing the same amount of marketing. It's like, oh, you gotta spend more to make more, right? There's 20 dipshits to every deal. So how do you get around that, all right? So for me, back in 2019, I just started buying deeds to properties, and not tax deeds, but straight from sellers. So, you know, when everybody was kind of like zigging, I was zagging, and it made sense to me. South Florida is like a giant red ocean, and it's great. I mean, I've done over 700 deals there. I can compete with the best of them, but it does get to a certain point. I don't know if it's age or tenure or maturity or whatever, or maybe it's just getting your head out of your ass. And I don't know if I can curse on this, but
yeah, absolutely.
Oops, I figured if it's Tim, it's gotta fly. But you know, it just got to the point where I'm like, man, why am I swimming in this red ocean? Like, there's got to be a better way. And you know, buying the deeds and going after hairy properties and actually solving a problem and being an investor, not just somebody who, you know, again, I love wholesalers. I got no problem with it, but you know, you're picking up a contract and then you're putting it on. You got the inspection period. I think it's a very archaic model. But a short answer to your question is, there's got to be ingenuity. Like you have to have creativity.